Welcome back to Mycreativechroniclife, and today we're back with another episode from one page at a time. Now, you can see from what I've already got here, I decided to pick up another Hobonichi Techo in the A6 size, and the reason for that was I really wanted a smaller compact space for me to be able to ink swatch or pen swatch, etc. So when I'm using my A6 Avec from Hobonichi, I don't have extra pages at the end to be able to swatch. So I saw this online, I thought, let me pick this up because it's the perfect size. I can tuck it in behind my actual day-to-day planner, and this will be easy for me to use. So before we kind of go through the pages of this, I have another planner here which I was thinking of using, but unfortunately it's perforated, and I really felt like maybe not for me. This is great for lists maybe, or just jotting things down and taking it with me on the go. It is from Estelle. It's the Simple Grid Companion by A6, and it's the Estelle Plus Icons, which I thought would be a good size to be able to use, but then I've decided that this is definitely going to be the best one for me. So I thought I would show you what I currently use to kind of have a space and place to where I put my inks and markers and fountain pens and things like that. I thought I would run through that with you first. This is the Estelle Cloud in B6, and I think this is a blush pink. You can see I've not even taken off the little sticker on there because I don't even use it that much. I have set it up, I kind of went with the pink and white theme, which I still love, and I think it's super pretty. I made this bow myself, and I also made this myself too, like a little charm thing, and I just think I printed out all of these inserts myself, and I actually decided to create this on Canva. So we have dotted paper, so it says ink here, and now we go through the different inks that I have. These are not all of them, and I do need to add them more to my collection, but I'm waiting on one of the ink swatch pens to come back in stock from Coat Pens, and then I'll be able to do a full ink swatch. But I do like this, but what it means is that if I am wanting to match a ink to a certain planner setup on a quick ability, take this off the shelf, take it out, have a look, and I just want something that will sit behind my day-to-day planner and that is easy for me to be able to access, and not just for me to swatch fountain and ink pens, but also to swatch like day-to-day pens, fine liners, zebra liners, artistry pens, pencils. So if I am using different mediums, I've got a space to be able to look at that. So if I am creating my commonplace book, or my Hobonichi, or whichever I decide, I just want to practice that, so I know which pen or pencil or coloured pen is best for that. So we have different variety of pens, and I also, when I first started, I wasn't quite sure of the differences in ink and what that would mean. I had some from Ferris Wheel Press, and then along the way I've picked up like Kawaii and Barrington Black. So these are just a couple of pages of inks that I've got, and I do want to add to my collection, but again I'm not really at that point where I wanted to be able to commit to it, whereas now I am journaling every day, and I'm really enjoying the fact that I'm using fountain pens and inks, and I want to find like my signature colour. So to do that, I'm purchasing more inks. Then I have a section here to write down what fountain pens I own, and I might still keep this anyway and keep this and stock in here, just because generally it would be good. I would love to add pictures of what I've got as well, just because that would make it a little bit easier for me to be able to know, okay, well this is what you have and this is what it looks like, and this is because sometimes I've got fountain pens and I don't even know where they are. So this is the Ferris Wheel Press Carousel fountain pen. Should have had a picture, so I'm hoping to recreate that, or some version of this in that planner, just so that it's easier for me to see, because this paper is quite thick cardstock that I printed out, whereas the Tommy River paper is quite thin, and realistically I don't get a good feel, or I can't really see if bleeds through as such. So I do feel like adding, having a little space or a booklet to be able to do that is quite helpful. We then have the swatches page, which is basically quite similar to what we've already created in the fountain pen test, but specifically for the ink swatches. So I kind of not messed up, but like mixed it all up when you have a ink swatch section which is separate. Then testing out how a fountain pen works is also separate, but then testing how an ink works specifically within a fountain pen, I realise now that they're 3 different sections. So that's why I think I wanted to create and have a different section or like a different panel for it. This is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. It's called Cabernet on the Lake from Ferris Wheel Press, but I've actually used it on different paper, so cream paper, and it looks completely different. So I did see a lady online that all the different papers she's used, she's taken out little squares of them to add into her planner and done little swatches on each of them. So from the get-go you can see, okay, this works really well straight away. I know it doesn't really matter in the bigger picture, but I think more so now because I'm really wanting to enjoy working in my commonplace book, that I feel like that I do need to have a little bit of a better, I don't want to call it a scheme, but a better way and a better process for me to look directly at what I'm using. So then this was the swatch page, which I did, which again felt different, and it just felt very repetitive. Like on the off look, I don't know what pen I used. Did I use a pen or not? I don't know. And I can see that the colours look very vibrant here, whereas like this one here, which is the Cabernet on the Lake, is very light in colour. Actually, I wonder if I can quickly show you. I actually added it into the Ferris Wheel Press fountain pen here. And you can just see here, it looks very different, doesn't it, compared to there. You would actually think there would be more this one than this pen, but it's not. It's this one, but it's different on this texture paper. So I think because of that, I really want to cut out little squares, and I want to be able to put that down in my planner. So fingers crossed. I think actually it's this one, the Pearl 10 Mystery, in hindsight now. So yeah, that's the other thing as well, is not remembering which is which. So that's something that I created myself. I think it's gorgeous, and I still think I'm going to use it until I get into a system, and then I'll just keep it anyway because it's quite fun and it's pretty to have, and I love the way this entire setup is. I just think it's so cool. So I will keep this planner as well as having this one. I haven't actually opened this, I've held on to it. I wasn't quite sure if it was like a full monthly, yearly one, but I love the idea of having different swatches. So you always get that kind of life book, which we'll put to the side. And then this is it. I love the blues of this one. And this is the A6 size, so it says day-free. So to the best of my knowledge, I think it is a full 2026. We still have like the usual sections. And then you've got the monthly sections. Yes, you have, so it goes from 2025 to, I think it's, let's see, the March, yeah, so it goes to March 2027. So for me, I won't be using this as an actual planner. These are all just for swatches. Okay, I apologise about that. I had to take a little mini break. So I think I was talking that the months are here at the end, and basically I was thinking that if I had like a blues, I could do 1 month in blues, because we've got, I think, 12 plus 14, 15, that's 15 monthly sections, which I could just add little swatches on, which I think would be really cute in the long run. And then when you get to the pages, let's turn this over. Okay. Oh, this is quite different. I thought it was the same as the Hobonichi A6, but it's the same day free. So what that means is then it starts with day 1, and I think we have 171 pages in total, whereas my other planner had like the date section, it's got a little planner, and then it's got this section. So what I could do is ink swatch, write, and then maybe do some decoration, maybe do 2 per page, and then underneath them little squares that I was thinking about, you know, cutting on my Cricut, maybe I could add the little squares to swatch just generally, just so we can see like how vibrant the colour is, or if I do decide to do different textured paper, I can just stick them in there. I'm hoping to pick up like a little stamp cutter thing, which will probably make my life easier, but I wasn't sure of the sizing. But this means now I've got a lot of space. I could either do 2 per page, or I could just do like a little line in between, and then I'm really excited now about this book. For some reason I thought it would be different, but I thought it would be same as this one. So this is my Hobonichi A6 and our monthly sections are the same, and then these are the daily sections. So we have the days, the numbers down the side, and this, so you're only left with maybe this chunk. But for this page here now, you can see there's quite a lot of space. I mean, I use this one for my writing anyway, just so I could journal and things like that. So I was hoping that, for example, if I was to, let's see, I needed to use the pink ink, it would be easier for me to come to this book and see the swatch, look at my pinks and think, right, okay, this is what I think will match really well. It's not necessarily just for having, in terms of having fountain pens, it's also ink swatching in general. I also want to swatch my pens too. Now I'm thinking that maybe one book is not enough, only because if this is something that I want to continue using, I can't decide. Do I want this book to be swatches for ink, and then maybe start at the back and do like other swatches that I have, and then pick up another book where I can do ink swatches plus how a fountain pen writes? Or would it be easier to have, because for example I have my Quatico shadow in the superfine nib, and in here we've got palm green, which is fine, it's the Quatico range, it looks lovely, but I would like to try others. So for example, if I then change the ink and tried a different green, I've got one from Dominant, I think it's called leaf green. I really want to try that, but I'm going to finish this first. How would I know how it writes or what it feels like? And I know it sounds odd, but I didn't realize that this was the case originally. I found that when I was using fountain pens, I was excited about the fountain pens and the ink, but then some inks don't necessarily work with certain fountain pens. So if they're shimmery, they need a little bit more of a wider nib, and I'm learning about the world of fountain pens. I feel like I don't know if I would need another book or not, or is that excessive? If you have any recommendations for how you ink, or if you have a certain YouTuber or somebody on social media that you follow, or yourself, please tag me across Facebook or Instagram, or send me some pictures, DM me, and I would love to know how you're setting your ink swatches up. Mainly it's for fountain pens, fountain ink and fountain pens, plus I want somewhere where I can swatch all my alcohol markers in, because I used some alcohol markers in this planner. Let me show you here. So I used it on the yellow, but then it bled through and ghosted a little bit, which is fine, but I would have liked to have known, okay, these are the ones that really bleed through if you go over them a couple of times. And if, for example, I want to use them in a different planner entirely, I want to know what it looks like in terms of vibrancy, ghosting, you know, is it going to bleed, will a certain pen be okay over it? Like, that was fine, it didn't really smudge with the green. I think there's one here. Yeah, this is the Twisby fountain pen in the ink black ink, noir I think it is, black I suppose. And as I was writing it, you can just see it started to expand through the ink, same here, and I would have liked to have known that beforehand. I did make a little bit of it here, but and when we turn over, then this is the something brown ink from icon, I can't remember where it's from now actually, someplace online that I got, and that was absolutely fine. So I would like to have specifically ink and ink swatches, and then ink pens, and what that feels like in terms of writing with that ink in that particular pen. Now I know that's quite extensive, and it would be a lot to really have to do. So I'm thinking maybe at the moment just to have one planner where it is just ink swatching, like inks, and fountain pens, and then if I can see that I think of another one, I like the idea of this being a day-free version, it seems good. Then I could maybe do a pen version, because I've got lots of pens to do that, like a 0.1 and then like a pencil and a gel, and I don't really know what's the word, which one is best for what I want to write it for. So I want to have a place where I can swatch all my pens, know what they look like, and especially on Tommy River paper, because I use that quite a lot. And moving into next year, I think I'll be probably using more Tommy River paper. So I'd rather have like a database of everything, and I know like, okay, this texture works well, this pen works well, it needs like 5 seconds of drying time, just because I want it to be a database for myself, because as I'm growing my collection, I don't want to get lost within them. Whereas I have some Ferris Wheel Press fountain pens that I picked up because I think it was more about the hype and the beauty for them. They were really lovely, but I've not gone back to them in quite a while, and we've actually dried up ink and everything, and then I refilled it and I feel good about it. But again, it's not going to be often I'm going to use that ink, so I want to know what I want, and then if I don't love something, I can either pass it on to somebody else or destash it. But if there's something that I love and I like the colour of and the feel of, I want to know that it serves me purpose, rather than just stocking all these fountain pens and not even using them, not even using the inks, which I think is a waste in itself. But of course, you always learn and you progress through stationery and journaling and planning, and I'm trying to be really quite intentional about what I purchase and what I buy. And buying the 2 fountain pens here, I've really been thinking about the greens. I just love the fact that it's like green in colour. In pictures, the lighter colour, the lunar one, was actually more green, but it looks white, but together you can see like the light shimmer, which is fine. But I want to be able to either have pens in different sizes, so fine nib, super fine, medium, and then if I've got an ink that's got shimmer in it, I can go to that pen. I have been thinking about this kind of collection from Cult Pens that is just for inks and learning how to do calligraphy. Many years ago, I had beautiful handwriting, and then I got carpal tunnel syndrome in both my hands. I had to have procedures twice on the right, once on the left, which left the way I hold a pen very different. I can't hold it for long periods of time. The writing that I learned, the calligraphy, the way that I would write words, soft and bold and round, it's all gone. Now it's just about scribbles, and I want to practice and get back into that, which is why I want to have like an ink space or a space dedicated to where I can put inks and know, okay, today I want to practice with this colour. I mean, the colours are fun, of course, but this particular pen and learn how to write with that. So yeah, that's my intentions for purchasing this book. I don't think I really need to do a setup. I mean, I would love to have the same blue of the A6, just because I'm going to prop them both together. I've got some elastic bands which I think would work really well in that plan, just so I can keep them together, because that's the plan I use the most, especially with different inks and pens. So it would seem more sense to have that separately, or if in the future I decide that, look, I need an extra cover, and maybe if I've got 2 or 3 of these, then I could purchase another cover. But right now it's not really justified. So I hope that has been helpful and maybe even thoughtful or insightful. I know sometimes we all go from one mindset to the other, and that's okay. We are already mid-year, but this has got nothing to do with being mid-year. This is literally just because I feel like that this is something that would benefit me and be a good addition. Now, if I decide that this planner is kind of mute and I don't need it anymore, I can obviously store the inserts and pop this away and use it for something else in the future. I do like to mix my planners up. I do have some V6 inserts that I would love to be able to use, maybe for like financing and things like that, so maybe I could repurpose it for that, or if I decide it's definitely not for me, I can always de-stash it, but I think they're too pretty to de-stash, to be honest, and they just go in one of the little cover bag dust bags that they come with, and I just leave it like that. I don't even add it onto my shelf like without the dust bags. So any planners that I have, except for something like this which goes inside a little planner, I always leave the dust bags on them. So on my shelf you'll just see dust bags and covers, and then there might be some planners or old ones that I don't mind now. I'm not really needing a dust bag or a cover, and that's what I do. So yeah, I thought I'd pop on and talk about kind of my thoughts and why I purchased another Hobonichi. So soon after purchasing the first one in July, I think it was the end of June. I will link that up for you if you want to see my first 10 and 20 days flip through and how I'm enjoying it, and if I think it's worth it, because these are a little bit expensive and the paper quality is wonderful as well. It's quite thin between the paper, but I don't know, I like the feel and the crinkle of the paper, and something small and compact like this for me feels very, very enticing, and I just feel like, yeah, perfect. Now I've got some ideas on how I want the layouts to be, but again, like I said, if you've got any ideas or inspiration, do tag me, I would love to know. But I will be back and I will share kind of the swatches and the pennings, and we'll do a bit of a series, and I'll let you know if I do pick up another one. Okay. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment box below, and of course you can follow me across my social media and my website at www.mycreativechroniclife.co.uk. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please do to receive notifications of upcoming videos. I post 3 times a week, Monday, Thursday and Saturday. You may get a bonus video from time to time, depending if I've got lots going on, but usually definitely 3 times per week. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.